Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Mission X finally completed yesterday's night. Super Falcons of Nigeria defeating the host nation Morocco to clinch their 10th title in the Women's African Cup of Nations. What a match it was yesterday. No one thought that we were going to come back from a two-goal deficit to win this game. It was a miracle, to be honest. It was just something that God has already designed for it to happen, because a lot of things were stacked against the Super Falcons from the home crowd. It was their home soil, so obviously we expected that. To the fans also, being doing everything that they can, including doing things that shouldn't be done, like flashing laser lights in the eyes of our players every single time we have a free kick or set piece or any important moment in the match. We always see these fans flashing laser lights on the faces of our players, and it really distracted them, so nothing really was going to our side, and it showed quickly into the match. When the match started, we saw how I think in the 8 minutes we considered the first goal, which came off of a silly mistake from our midfielder who passed the ball straight to Chabak, who placed the ball. And then later in the 20 something minutes, we considered another goal, courtesy of another silly mistake, from our defender, who was supposed to head the ball away, but I don't know whether she tripped or something like that. But at the end of the day, we got we got behind on 2 goals deficit. And the worst part of it was that we were not even playing well. Even after the 2 goals, we were not even playing well. Our defense, kind of felt like they were lost. As the Plumter didn't put up our best performance yesterday. Our two CBs, they were a little bit confused. You talk about Aloze. Aloze actually considered the second goal. It was through her wing that they scored that one. So we were not really organized even after conceding 2 goals. So it kind of felt like, oh, this one is over. A lot of people were even, switching off. A lot of people stopped watching, and they're like, I mean, this one is over. Let's just, focus on what's ahead. But as God may have it, second half we got a breakthrough through a penalty call, uh, which was awarded, and then that brought us back into the game just a little bit, and then we got an equalizer from a beautiful assist, courtesy of, for me, the person that I think should have won the player of the tournament, Esther Okoronkwo. Unfortunately, she didn't win it, but also it's good to see that Rashidat, one of us, won that one. But Esther Okoronkwo assisted the goal, and then we saw Lucy tucking that one in to draw us parity with the Moroccan side. And then in the dying minutes, 88 minutes, that was when we broke their heart, by scoring the winning goal again. Esther Okoronkwo, from the set piece, bringing that final assist for Jennifer Echegini, who was just substituted in, to make her mark. A lot of people even blame the coach, for not starting the match with Jennifer Echegini. But she comes on into the pitch, and then she shows why she had been missing with a goal. And at the end of the day, we came out victorious in that game. Scored 3 goals in the second half alone, to get that victory. There were a lot of feisty moments, a lot of contentious moments. For example, the Moroccans feel that they should have been awarded a penalty when they had that call for handball, but after several checks from the VAR, the referee decided to overrule it, on the basis that our defender's hand was in the normal natural position, that she was not sticking her hand out, so therefore that wasn't a penalty call. And that really works in our favor, to be honest, because if that had been a penalty, maybe it would have gone the other way. Maybe we would not be celebrating right now. But for what it's worth, Super Falcons of Nigeria are worthy champions, played all of their games unbeaten throughout the competition. We started with the game against Tunisia, right? We started with Tunisia, won them 3-0. and then we went to Botswana, beat them 1-0, and then drew against Algeria. That was the end of the group stages. And then in the quarterfinals, we beat Zambia 5-0, came into the semifinals, beat South Africa 2-1, and much recently, yesterday in the final, defeated Morocco 3 goals to 2. So Morocco team, they will keep waiting. They've played into finals now back to back and they've lost. So they'll keep waiting. Obviously, there's another Nations Cup coming up next year, so maybe they'll have to try again and see if they can even get to the final. But to be honest, I have to give them some credit. They really played well. If you saw the game, you would see how organized that they are. The coach, who's a very experienced man, who has coached the Spanish team and won a lot of trophies with them, really showed how different his team is, obviously, because he showed in the pattern they were really organized. I thought they played better than us in terms of keeping the ball, keeping possession, passing the ball, and breaking our attacks. Sorry, breaking our defense. I thought they really were spot on, but at the end of the day, they I mean, that single act of flashing laser light on the faces of our girls, I think that was the area where I was really annoyed with the Moroccan side. So lots of jubilation, lots of celebration going on in our camp. Of course, Madugu, obviously really tried, even though we may have one or two opinions or criticism concerning how best he should play, or how he should improve his playing style to help us keep more of the possession instead of only depending on area balls, crosses, and all of that. But give the man his credit; he's done really well, to win this trophy, and rightfully so. He was the coach that won the coach of the tournament ahead of all of the other top coaches from the different teams. So great one for the man. Just to give you a breakdown of what has been won right now in the competition. Rashida Ajibade won the player of the match. No, sorry, won the player of the tournament award. While the likes of Esther Okoronkwo won the player of the match for the final. We have the likes of our goalkeeper Chamaka Nadozie winning the best goalkeeper of the tournament. That's the Golden Glove. And then for the top scorer, we have Shizlen Shibak of the Moroccan side winning the highest goal scorer award. She actually scored 5 goals throughout this tournament. She scored one yesterday in the final to clinch that award. Then we have the best coach of the tournament, which is our coach Justin Madugu. So we won most of the personal accolades, as well as the team accolade, which is obviously the first place position. So it's going to be all celebration, all jubilation throughout, the remainder of their time in Morocco, and of course, we expect them to travel back to Nigeria and receive a very, very warm welcome, a kings and queens kind of celebratory welcome, from the president and all the important people in the country. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Happy Sunday, guys.